Gonna do a quick overview of the truck as it sits right now. What all I have done. Actually, just start here at the front. So you can see the grill. Jimmy Speaks is who you can get it through. I like the look of it better than the TRD one. It looks a little bit classier, a little bit better fitting, kind of like the newer GXs. If you look, I mounted a camera right there. That's a front view. It's part of a 360 camera setup that I have to this. So I just got it all installed. So it's part of the Phoenix stereo. So that's the side ones. I haven't got all the dialing in or whatever. I'm waiting on the that's the rear one. Waiting on the paper things that you put on the ground. It's like a checker mat thing so that you can calibrate it all, but haven't gotten around to that. But actually, I'll kind of show you don't mind the mess in here. I'm actually getting ready to go back on the road, so trying to get stuff loaded. But so that's the Phoenix screen. I will say it is way more in depth than I anticipated, but luckily I had I purchased Sergey, I think his name is, his package, so that he like goes in, changes everything for you, helps with settings, and then he's also really good with just helping you understand everything. But I'm going to turn it on right now. It should bring up the camera system right off the bat. So that's the upload. It has the GX. That's part of Sergey's package. So yeah, the 360 cam, as you can tell, it's not calibrated, but my door is open also. But it's not bad actually, just right off the bat. And then you got the front facing cam just right off the bat, and then the 360 is the side. Obviously it's loading. That's also Sergey with the Lexus. So then it's going to come over to, I have it I think at 5 seconds the camera's turned back off. It's just on radio right now. So this is going to car Apple Play, or I can just go to the camera app. Unfortunately with the camera app though, I can't do anything in it within the app, because I believe this is set up for, what do you call it? I can't remember. But anyway, the GX is too old to be that way, but it'll still bring up the camera view. No big deal. But this system is pretty sick. Again, you get car Apple Play. I have this thing, so it'll do the OBD read, and you can get mile per hour and all that. But it's kind of a pain with the Wi-Fi setup, so I don't use it. It doesn't really matter. I don't really need it. So yeah, I'll go ahead and that's it. Just switching over. So yeah, that's on car Apple Play. Obviously you get maps. Another really cool thing, if I swipe, oops, if I do this, you can download different stuff obviously. There's that view, car Apple Play, but like my Onyx Off-road is on here, so I can go on Onyx, get my routes, download them, and have it here. So it's all pre-mapped. If I lose GPS or anything, I can get everything on here, which is pretty awesome. So that's just another cool feature. So it still has all the AC controls. It's off right now, so if I just turn on auto there, it should pop back on. Give it a second, and there it goes, kicks on. So yeah, you have your temperature controls over here. Get back to it, sorry. And then your fan control here. You can change, you know, where you're getting. Oh, let's see. There you go. So get it all on, and there we go. So yeah, it's on feet and the other, and I can crank the fan up. So that part's pretty nice. Obviously defrost, recirculate should be on. But yeah, it's a pretty cool setup. You can do all that with it. So let's see, put that back, and then what else? So yeah, that part's cool. If I turn my right turn signal on, it will bring up my right camera. Again, I don't have it completely dialed in, calibrated, but it's still fairly good for what it is right now. And then that's the left turn signal, and then if I put the truck in reverse, it's going to go to the rear view. So I haven't played with the settings. I wanted to play with the settings a little bit, more. Because what's kind of cool, let me see. I'll go back. So it also has a remote. So I can change the view. So that's the back. And I can put it on to, in the settings, I can put it on to never. Hold on. It's being funky. If I go into settings so it won't shut off after 5 seconds, I can leave it on off the trail so that I can have, so that's the front view, which is pretty wide view. That's the rear wide view. And that's all the views. Let's see, that's my 360. There's a way to get everything, but if I'm on a trail and I want to see the front, I can leave it on and just have it like that. Otherwise, I can do it the other. So yeah, that's that system, which is honestly really cool. It took a while to get everything dialed in, get everything set up. I will say for the mirror cameras, something I found out, because I tied it into the front turn signal since that's the closest to where the mirrors are. So you have to get signal from the turn signals or wherever the turn signal is coming from, like a relay or something. I just thought it'd be easier to go to that. The problem with the GX is that it also, the turn signals act as the daylight or daytime running lights. So they're on. Well, what that does is triggers those cameras on, so it stays on the camera the whole time. So it took a little digging to figure that out. So what I end up doing is I actually found the wire for the daylight running. It's down in the dash in here. It's mint and black. It's on the back of everything. I could go into that detail. You can find it online, but you can also go to the dealership and they can go in with a scanning tool, I believe, and actually turn off the daytime running lights. I just didn't feel like doing that. So I turned them off. I don't really care about those. They're a little barely visible anyway. And it burns out bulbs faster. So now everything works perfectly with that. So that's one little touch. Kind of walking around. I took the side steps off. I will be doing rock sliders. These are also Jimmy Speaks. Not sure if he's going to do another batch of them because he had some fitment issues. He told me what to do. There's a seam seal behind the tail light that kind of was interfering, so I shaved that down a little bit to get it to sit. I probably could do a little bit more. I haven't fiddled with it, but I love the look of these. These are smoked. These do turn red. And this is your turn signal here, which is a, what do you call it? Sequential. And I like the look of that. I put a new wing back on because when I got it, the wing had been ripped off. I'm assuming probably a car wash. I have the JW rear light bracket, and I also have the ditch lights. I haven't gotten lights yet. That's a whole nother thing. Oh, I'll actually go into interior because I'm going to get a what do you call it, the light controller Switch Pro. Well, this thing I found online, can't think of the guy's name right now, but a Switch Pro will fit in here. I might even wrap this or do something to make it look a little nicer. It's 3D printed. It fits well. It's just got that 3D printed rough look, which I think I can make better. But I got to where it keeps the DAC but gets rid of all the air ride stuff and suspension control because I obviously don't have it anymore. But yeah, I'll be putting a Switch Pro in here. I might do a secondary one because you can get that one up there, so I can run more things. Lights, winch, all that stuff off of it, which will be pretty nice. Let's see what else. I think that's that for that. So kind of the big obviously thing going on is the lift. So I went with Dobinson. I love their stuff. It's pretty awesome. I got the IMS. I got red springs. I don't remember, I think it's either second highest or highest in the front, because I will be running a front bumper and winch and everything. And I believe this is like 3-inch lift or whatever it is. Their upper arms, they have their new billet ones. I wish I would have gotten those. They didn't have them out yet when I did order this. I've been sitting on this for a while, just haven't had the time because I've been on the road. Fitment and everything's pretty good. Got the alignment finally dialed in. Another thing, you'll see I did a little bit of clearance work, and that pinch weld is folded over. But the big thing is I have the Apache Off-road cab mount relocation down there. That's my friend making weld art. So Interstate Performance Racing, they're near Palm Coast, here in Florida. One of my buddies, Alex, awesome guy, and he did all the work on this and killed it, and it turned out great. But that gives the clearance for no rubbing with the 35s. I haven't done full stuff at full turn, so I might have to do some more hammering, a little bit in the wheel well. Obviously the bumper will be gone with the high clearance one. I'll get to the wheels and tires in a minute. So in the rear, same thing, IMS. These are the second to the top heaviest springs, not the heaviest. I can go to the back. I got those springs, which I also got those in red. I have the Dobinson adjustable panhard or drag link with the eimkeith correction. The alignment shop, I'm not sure. They put it on the second one. They were trying to say that it was pulling to one side or not, but they're saying the opposite. I think it's because he had the caster off in the front originally. I got him to fix the caster. Everything should be good now. I might just bump that up and get it realigned, because that's definitely supposed to be up to the top one so that you get it as level as possible, which is awesome. FJToyman shock mount protection thingamajigs. On the bottom there, you can see those things are beefy and awesome. I'm actually really excited because I've heard a lot of people have damaged their shocks and sheared off bolts and stuff. I got the Durobumps extended bump stops for the long travel, because this is the long travel kit from Dobinson. The breather setup, which I actually got to run, as you can see it's hanging. I got to fix that. I have I think those are the Apache extended brake lines. I don't remember which ones I got, to be honest. But yeah, I got those. The diff breather thing, like I said, I got to relocate. I just haven't taken the time to do that. Everything's been in a rush since I got home. Extended sway bar end links because of the long travel. And another awesome thing I'm pretty excited about. Let's see if I can get up under here. The Carven dump exhaust. This thing's sick. Originally there was a little bit of fitment issue. They sent me a new mid pipe. Awesome customer service. Awesome product. Quick and easy. A lot lighter. Sounds amazing. You'd think just that little muffler would make it like super raspy and loud. No, it's tuned really well. So that's awesome. Still got to do skid plates and stuff like that, and armor. So bumpers, rock sliders, skid plates. I haven't put the factory ones back on, just haven't time. I actually left them at Alex's shop. Let's see, what else? I think that's that for that side. Sounds amazing, works amazing. So wheels and tires, went back and forth. I think I made the right decision. These things are awesome. These are the Alpha equipped XCommander 17x9, I believe, -18 offset. They are a bead lock. I have the bead lock ring. You can run them non-bead lock, and you can run them with their protection ring. But I'm running them bead lock. Built them myself. First time doing it. Honestly, pretty easy. I have a little bit of video stuff on it. I might throw that in here. These things are awesome though. They're super beefy. Yes, they're heavy, but what bead lock isn't? Super beefy, and they have dual valve stems, which is cool. So you can monitor while you're pressuring up or down, while the other one is either giving pressure or releasing. So this is the apex valves, quick deflate. You undo this, pull that valve up, and I think in like 30 seconds this thing will completely deflate if you need it to. But you put on the pressure gauge, open that up, get it down to 10 psi, whatever you want it, close the valve, put the cap back on, it's locked in, and they're bead locked, so not gonna debead. So super happy with that. I went with a 315/70 R17, so it's just shy of the 35. It's like 0.2 inches less width than the 35x12.5, even though this is a 12x7 because it's the Toyo MT. But I think actually the 35x12.5s are actually a 12.9 wide. I did that just to give that little bit of extra, so I wouldn't have interference. And it's like, again, I think these are 34.7 and the 35s are 34.9. So they're barely smaller and barely skinnier. So it just gives that little bit more for clearance. So that's why I wanted to do that for now. You can actually see the camera again here. So that's the side camera. What else? I think that's pretty much it for now. I'm probably missing something. Not a big deal. So future plans, drive it like now, get the armor stuff. But I really want to do the Marlin Crawler long travel. I have the Marlin Crawler, the subframe braces / cam tab brace stuff that needs to be welded on. We just didn't get around to it. Alex is going to do that. So I'm going to do that, and then I really want to do the RCLT, the long travel, the rock crawling long travel HD setup on this truck. When I do that, I'm going to probably redo the transfer case. I want to do something that'll drop this into two-wheel drive and do a little bit beefier and lower gears. So I'm actually going to talk to Marlin Crawler because I know they make different adapters and stuff. I'm going to probably put a new trans in this. This thing has 268,000 miles. It's got a newer motor in it, but I'm sure the trans is original. The motor was swapped right before I got it. It has all new front, timing belt and all that stuff. Probably because someone didn't change the timing belt, so it blew the motor. Not a big deal. It's got a newer one in it. It's an LKQ motor. It runs honestly great. And they did a good job when they swapped it, actually, because I checked everything and everything was done right. When I do the long travel, I'm probably gonna go ahead and do the 3.5 inch. So it'll make the front end 7 inches total wider. Plus it pushes it forward, axle basically forward 2 inches, so you can fit up to a 40 technically, especially since I have the body mount chop. I'll probably end up running 35s for a while and maybe do 37s and maybe try and go 40s in the end. I don't know. But when I do that, I'm going to have a axle built for the rear. I haven't decided if to do like a 9 inch or even a 9.5 inch or maybe even a Dana 60, which you can do because you can get them with the Toyota outer, so you can still run the ABS and all that good stuff, and right bolt pattern and all that. But I will make that match the 7 inches wider with the rear axle. It'll be beefier. We'll do lockers, and then this thing's going to be a unit. I'm definitely most likely going to go ahead and pick up another motor and build it with forged internals. Not to do anything crazy, more just reliability and to make this thing, because I want to get the long tube headers from Doug Thorley. And I think in the end, I'm going to make this thing not only like a pretty awesome rock crawler / just crazy off-road truck. I'm debating later in the future maybe do an Ultra 4 stock class in this thing, which I can run the same tires, just do that RCLT, big beefy back end or rear end and all that, and this thing will be sick. Actually super excited. The other thing with the rear axle, when I do that, I'll probably end up doing the Califab 3-link setup. It seems to be the one to go for. Much beefier, will work a lot better. Honestly though, the stock setup with stock arms, which probably need to change if I don't do the 3-link, this thing flexes like crazy. Even with the stiffer springs right now, I'm just doing a couple little tests, and it flexes really well, and the droop's really nice. That long travel setup from Dobinson is pretty awesome, and the stock Toyota rear linkage and everything, the whole rear setup is actually really good, surprisingly. So yeah, I'll get that. I'm gonna do roof rack probably from Sherpa. That's why I've been following the Sherpa guys and them doing Ultra 4, and it just is rad. So that would be kind of cool to maybe eventually make this thing a full Ultra 4 truck. Obviously you'd have to do cage and do a bunch of crap, but that's later down the road. For now it's gonna be an adventure vehicle. I'm gonna do some trips with friends, just have fun in it, beef it up and go from there. Yeah, so excited. I love the way this thing looks, love the way it turned out. It's exactly what I was hoping for. So there's still more to come, obviously. This is kind of like stage one. Finally picked the truck up, started collecting parts, and we got a lot of it done for now. Otherwise, stay tuned. I'm gonna do some trips, go do some off-road stuff, camping trips. I really want to take this thing cross country too, so we'll see what happens. All right, later.